guys, my name is Natalia Lares and I'm from Inside Tag. Today we have a special guest and his name is Danilo Carrera. How are you, Danilo?
I'm amazing because I'm sharing time with you, Prince.
At what age did you start your acting?
20 years old, actually. I was never into the acting world. And one day an opportunity came to me and I took a shot. I tried acting, I did a casting, I got booked. I loved it. I loved it. It's something I think I'm gonna be keep on doing for a lot of years.
When you memorize your lines, how do you study them?
There's two process of studying, at least for me. The first one, when you do novelas, is when you memorize your lines. Sometimes you have to use chicharito, which you have something in an earpiece telling you what to say. You still have to study. You cannot get on set without reading your lines. Well, it's so many things you have to study, even though you have that on you, that the earpiece telling you what to say. And then is the memorizing, which for me is actually easier because I have a good memory, and I think everyone does because it's a muscle. You can work it and develop it. I read the lines at night. I study them, and it's the last thing I go before I go to sleep. Then I wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do, even before I brush my teeth, is to read my lines again. When I'm on the way to the studio, I review them again, and then before each scene, once you study the character and you know where your character is in that specific situation, the lines are gonna come, and that's the way I memorize.
How do you feel about being an actor?
I feel blessed because I have a lot of fun. I have a very fun job. Second of all, I feel a big responsibility because there's a lot of people, older and younger than me, that follows me and they really listen to what I do or what I say. So I have to be an example for them. I have to be a good example. So fun, but responsibility.
Well, have you been a bad guy or a good guy, or have you been both? If you have been both, which one do you prefer?
I've been both. I have the blessing that producers have hired me for the good guy, which is what I'm doing right now in the novela I'm shooting. I have been the worst guy in the world. I've been the guy that everyone should hate. What I do with my characters is that I try to make them very charming. I have to. If I'm gonna do a villain, I still want people to love that bad guy. I have fun of both. They're so different because the villain, is fun, more interesting. But I love the fact that when I'm doing a good guy, when you suffer and you're in love, I enjoy that a lot too. I enjoy being the good guy and suffering and the crying.
Tell us about the movie you're shooting right now.
It's a pilot slash short film. It's so expensive to record, cameras, people, crew, food, locations, that if I record a pilot, it's just gonna be a pilot, and nothing's gonna happen with it. And if I do a pilot slash short film, I'm gonna have a short film that I can show and I can send to festivals, and have something to have a beginning and an ending. So it's something I wrote 4 years ago now. I did this because a lot of my friends were in Miami and they didn't have jobs. I'm going to Miami. So I decided to write something so we can all work together and they can do their passion, which is acting. It took me almost 4 years to make it happen, saving money. And it's called Trust. It involves fighting, involves love story, in brother-sister relationship. It's very fun. I feel it's my baby. I wrote it, I had the idea, I produced it, I financed it, I act in it, and the only thing I don't do, but I try to be involved on it, is directing because, you cannot do everything at the same time. And you have to surround yourself with people that knows better than you or that they have more experience, and that's what I try to do.
How do you feel about acting? Do you feel it more like a business or an art?
If you ask me, it's both. You have to find a balance. For a lot of people, a lot is art. It's their passion and they don't care about the money. They do it because acting is what they love. But when you do 30 scenes a day in a novela, it's hard to make art in every single scene. When you do something like this, when you do 4, max 8 scenes a day, then you can say it's really art. So for me, it's a balance. For me, is a business because at the end of the day, we're selling a product. I want to work and get paid good for what I do, But I have to find a balance. If you just see it as a business and you don't do your job good, well, you're not going to be able to sell it. So you have to see it as art to make it right, give your 100%, respect it, and give the best you have as an actor, but as a business too, because you're going to be living of this.
What is the difference in telenovelas and Nickelodeon?
When I worked in Nickelodeon, I was, of course, younger. We worked for a younger audience. We try to make a product that is directed to little kids. The direction is more specific, which happened in Televisa too. In Televisa, we try to be an example for society in some of the characters. We do a lot of scenes, and we have to get an effective time of so many minutes a day. So I'll say that's the difference. And if you ask me, none of them is wrong. There's just the way they work.
So what advice can you tell me and your fans when we become professional actors?
First one, preparation. You need to be ready, because when you're ready and you meet the opportunity, that's the only way to achieve success. If I meet the opportunity and I'm not prepared, that's not going to be an opportunity. That's going to be something bad for me, because if I get an opportunity, I'm not ready, and I do a bad job, no one's going to hire me again. If I am prepared and I'm not able to identify the opportunities, doesn't matter how prepared I am, I'm never going to have an opportunity to show how prepared I am, and I'm never going to meet success. So you have to identify the opportunity, identify it all the time, and be able to be ready and be prepared for whatever comes. And the second thing I can tell you, besides preparation, is sacrifice. I've gone a year and a half without seeing my mom, and she lives in Ecuador. It's a lot of sacrifices. If you're not willing to do them, you're not gonna achieve success either. So that's my advice: preparation and sacrifice.
What do you do when you're nervous?
There's two things I do when I'm nervous too. First of all, I study like crazy. I study a lot. I memorize those lines, and I know every comma, every point, everything, you know. Once a teacher told me that a script is like driving. You know, there's stop signs, then you make a right, and that's something that I have in my head forever. So I know my way home perfectly. Second thing I do, you know that little nerves you feel in the stomach?
Like
Have you felt it? Like the butterflies in the stomach before the scene? That's energy. And I imagine a blue ball here, an energy ball. And if I don't control that ball, that energy is gonna explode and go everywhere. I'm not gonna be in control of myself, my movements, of my dialogues, anything. So what I do, I take that energy and take it to my hands. And I have all my energy with me, and I hold it. And whatever I want to do, if I want to point to something, I'm going to point with energy. I'm looking at you, and my energy is here. So if you control that energy and you imagine that little blue ball, because I'm feeling it right now. I had it here. Now it's in my hands. Now it's in my eyes. I'm looking at you. If I do that and I control my energy, there's no way I'm nervous, because I'm controlling my energy. Yeah. And my energy right now is focusing on you, not on nervousness. That's my little secret.
Thank you for being here, Danilo. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you for being here and watching this interview. Bye, guys.
Bye.